You ever feel like you're drowning in a sea of new shows, but you still end up watching the same old favorite? In a world with literally infinite choice, why do our brains keep pulling us back to what's familiar? All right, let's break it down.
I mean, really think about it. You've got every movie, every hot new series right at your fingertips, but you still find yourself going back to something you've already seen, what, a dozen times? So what's actually going on inside our heads?
We have all been there, right? You fire up your favorite streaming service, and it's just a wall of choices. It's paralyzing. That endless scroll starts to feel more like a job than relaxing. So you just give up and retreat to a classic. It's just easier. Or hey, maybe it's just been one of those days. You got a huge deadline at work tomorrow, or you're just completely mentally fried. The last thing your brain wants is more uncertainty. You need something predictable, a story that's going to calm you down, not stress you out even more. And then there's the ultimate betrayal. We've all been burned by this. You invest 10, 20, maybe 50 hours of your life into a brand new series. You get attached to the characters, only for the finale to be a complete letdown. Ugh. Going back to a show with an ending you know is great, that just feels like a safe, smart bet.
Okay, so let's get into the why. This is all about the core psychology, and it really boils down to one simple thing. Your brain, well, it craves easy. So check this out. It's all about the mental math our brain is doing. A new show is high effort. You gotta learn names, follow complicated plots, and you're taking a real emotional risk. But a familiar show? It's the total opposite. It's practically zero effort for a guaranteed reward.
And this actually has a name. It's a key psychological concept called cognitive ease. Your brain is wired to love the path of least resistance. When you rewatch a show, your brain's already done all the heavy lifting. It knows the plot, the jokes, the characters, so it doesn't have to work. It just gets to kick back and enjoy the ride. It's basically putting your brain on vacation. And get this, it's not just one benefit, it's like a whole combo deal for your brain. By taking that easy path, you're lowering your mental workload, you're completely eliminating the risk of a bad ending, you're tapping into that warm, fuzzy feeling of nostalgia, and you're wrapping yourself in a little bubble of emotional safety.
Now that last point, emotional safety, that is huge. This isn't just about being lazy, not at all. We are actively trying to manage our own emotional state. In a world that so often feels chaotic and unpredictable, rewatching a favorite show is an act of control. We're choosing a guaranteed, stress-free, positive outcome.
All right, next up, the stress of choice. This is a very, very modern dilemma. I mean, the sheer explosion of streaming services has given us an absolutely bonkers amount of choice. You'd think this would be a great thing, a paradise of content, right? But psychologically, there's a fascinating twist. This whole phenomenon is known as the paradox of choice. The idea is, when we're presented with too many options, our brains just kind of short circuit. The anxiety of making the wrong choice becomes so great that we just retreat to the safest, most familiar thing, not because it's the best, but because it's the easiest. More choice, it turns out, can actually lead to more anxiety. And this is where it gets tricky, because it creates this really powerful feedback loop. It starts with that feeling of choice overload, so you choose a familiar show. Immediately, you feel that wave of relief and comfort, and that good feeling reinforces the decision, basically training your brain that, hey, when in doubt, the old favorite is the right answer. The cycle repeats, and that habit just gets stronger and stronger. So where does that leave us? Let's talk about comfort versus curiosity, because this whole habit really is a double-edged sword. Look, on the one hand, this is a genuinely healthy and effective coping mechanism. It's a simple tool for managing stress, and it can give you a real mental health boost when you really need it. But there is a downside. If we rely on it too much, we can accidentally train ourselves to become risk-averse, kind of dulling our natural curiosity and making us a little less willing to take on new challenges. But when you strip everything else away, the paradox of choice, the cognitive ease, all of it, it really just boils down to this single, powerful truth. In a world full of unknowns and potential letdowns, rewatching your favorite show is a guaranteed win. It's a simple, stress-free victory for your brain, every single time. So we'll leave you with this last question to chew on. And hey, there's no judgment here, it's just something to think about. The next time you find yourself hovering over that familiar thumbnail, just ask yourself, am I choosing this because I truly need comfort right now? Or am I just avoiding the tiny challenge of trying something new? Just knowing your own answer? Well, that's pretty powerful.